Well, the national second tier is finally coming in 2025, but it's not probably the format that we all hoped for. Yes, welcome back to the Couch Critics. I'm Brad. Thanks for joining us for this episode. Please drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and let us know in the comments what you think of the current format. So on Thursday, October 31, 2024, the year of our Lord, Football Australia finally announced some news about the national second tier. We've been waiting months to get some news. In fact, I didn't even think anything was going to go ahead in 2025 because we've been waiting so long for some information. But we finally got some, and we know the national second tier is going to go ahead in 2025, but under the feared Champions League format. So if you're not aware of how it's going to work, it's going to be 4 groups of 4 teams. So that's 16 all up. The top teams in the groups progress to a knockout stage and then a championship final. Who are these 16 teams that are going to be a part of it? Well, it's going to be the 8 original clubs that were announced for the national second tier. That's the Preston Lions, South Melbourne, Avondale, IPL Leichhardt, Sydney Olympics, Sydney United, Marconi, and the Wollongong Wolves. There, I've got 8 teams. How good. So they're guaranteed a spot in this competition no matter what. And then the other 8 teams will be invitational teams, likely to be the premiers from the 8 respective state league competitions. So, I guess that's news. Of course, it's news about the national second tier, and I think it's something we should be excited about, despite it probably not being everyone's favorite format. It's great that we've got something. Personally, I think it's good that we're going to have something to work on. It's definitely not my ideal way I would like the national second tier. I would like a proper home and away season. I think everyone on the face of Australian soccer would love to see a proper home and away season for our national second tier. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case for next year. I think this Champions League format is something that we can build on. It's something we can work towards a proper home season in the future. But my big thing is, how is this competition going to connect potentially to the A-League above it or the NPL competitions below it? Now, I'm not saying promotion and relegation needs to be a thing first season. I'm not saying it should be a thing in the 3rd or the 4th or the 5th season. I think that could be a long way down. I think if the national second tier is a success, I think the promotion and relegation is not a thing we're going to see really until the A-League licenses expire in around about 10 years. But I want Football Australia to come out and say, yep, this is the competition, it's kicking off, and this is what we want to happen in the next 5 to 10 years. We want to see automatic promotion and relegation. Or there's going to be a playoff between the bottom team and the top team or something like that. I want to have that kind of vision to see how it's going to try and connect and develop and build a pyramid for Australian football. Because if we don't have this, what is this competition? Is it a national second tier? Or is it an NSL Old Boys competition? You know, I want to bridge the gap between new football and old soccer. I want to bring all these clubs together. And I want Football Australia to have a clear vision. I want the APL to have a clear vision. I want everyone to come together and work out how these 2 competitions are going to coexist moving forward. I know I'm asking a lot, but you know, as a fan, that's what I want. Now, obviously, this is the furthest we've got to getting this national second tier competition. You know, we've been crying out for something like this for a long time. And to get this close to saying, yep, this competition is going to kick off next year, I think that's really exciting. And I understand it's not the format we wanted, but I think this is a significant step for football in Australia. Now, obviously, there's a lot of upset people about the announcement because it's not the format they preferred. I understand that. You know, I want the home and away season. I want the 22 games and then finals. That's what I want. But, you know, Football Australia crunched the numbers. And, you know, some people might claim Football Australia is incompetent. You know, I think obviously football in Australia has a track record of, you know, infighting and politics. But, you know, I've been really encouraged by James Johnson's regime over the past couple of years. I think he's done a fantastic job for football. And I think he's been doing and his team have been trying to do the impossible of starting up a national second tier. And I think to get this far, I think credit's got to be credit's going to be paid to him for that. I've seen some fans of, probably certain NSL clubs have been saying that Football Australia have dealt with the 8 foundation clubs in bad faith, saying we promised the home and away season, and now they've backflipped. I don't remember saying that, or I don't remember reading anywhere that Football Australia promised the home and away season, and they only promised it. James Johnson for years has talked about this Champions League format probably being the format that can work and the only format that can work. So I'm not particularly surprised with the format that he's gone with. But in no announcement he ever said it was always going to be home and away. He said that was the plan. That's what they wanted. That was their desire to have the home and away. But if it doesn't work out, we've always got the Champions League format, which is a bit of a softer launch. And from how he's explained, a cheaper way, cheaper. It's not spending as much and costing as much as the national soccer tier, national second tier. So, yeah, I think frustration is justifiable, but I think some of the comments are a bit misguided, and some comments, as you do see on social media, probably take it a bit too far with accusing James Johnson and Football Australia of some inappropriate stuff. But yeah, I think we're moving in the right direction as a sport in Down Under as we try and connect these our pyramid. So what's next? Well, I guess we're just going to wait and see. Obviously, there's a bit of work to happen with this competition. I'll just flick up the press release that Football Australia dropped yesterday, Thursday, October 31. Happy Halloween if you do celebrate. So this is the brand launch. So Football Australia can confirm the competition's name, brand, identity, marking, collateral. The new trophy design will be available in the coming months. So that's something as fans we'll be able to watch out for and see how that's going to play out, what the name of the competition is going to be, because I believe the national second tier is just a holding name until they get something a bit more concrete. Brand identity, marketing, trophy design. That's cool. I always love to see how trophies come out. Also interesting, I haven't spoken about the timeline. So it's going to run probably at the end of the NPL seasons, running between October and December. Initially 9 match day rounds, including with a championship final in December. So it'll be interesting how it plays out. Maybe it's going to be 6 group stage matches where everyone plays everyone twice, and then quarterfinal, semi, and final. So that would work out, if you made it all the way to the final, 9 matches. Spoke about that. So that's going to be interesting. Also of note, over the 12 months, Football Australia has undertaken 2 comprehensive requests for proposal process to select NST clubs. So obviously we had the 8 original ones, and Football Australia was always talking about, they'd like to get 12 to start off a competition. This work, supported by the advisory partner, has successfully identified 14 clubs representing 6 states and territories that have passed each of the technical elements of the process. But 6 of the 14 clubs were unable to meet the mandatory financial requirements required to play in the standalone home and away league competition prior to the deadline of June 24. However, Football Australia will continue to monitor these clubs as they seek advance their bid proposals. Long story short, those 6 clubs couldn't afford it. And those 6 clubs are Adelaide City, Caroline Springs, George Cross, Gold Coast United, Gungahlin United from Canberra, South Hobart, and Sunshine Coast FC. So I think a lot of those teams are some of the teams that we were rumoured that were in discussions. Further updates will be provided as the NSC continues to evolve. Noting it remains a key strategic objective to establish a standalone home and away league competition as soon as the minimum threshold is secure. So that's also exciting that Football Australia is working towards. That's their future goal of having a home and away season. So that's good that that's their future goal. Like I said earlier, that's great, but I'd like their future goal to be how is this going to connect to the A League and the NPL below it. So I guess that's all the football major news to talk about in terms of the national second tier. There's an FAQs here. I guess you could go through that. Broadcast. Oh yeah, interesting broadcast. I assume now that the competition's out there, Football Australia will be able to get some broadcast arrangements, which will be good to see a couple of games on TV. So I guess somewhat exciting times, depending on how you view this announcement. For me, I'm a fairly positive guy, so I stick out like a sore thumb on soccer Twitter and all the social media when it comes to football in Australia. But I'm excited to see how this goes. I'm excited to see how a national second tier this proposal works, and hopefully some of the clubs that participate in it see the merits of it, see it's worthwhile, and they can invest in it and work towards that national second tier full-time home and away competition. Yeah, so let us know in the comments what you think of it all. Please like the video if you haven't done so already, and subscribe to the channel. We really love the support that we get. We've cracked over 1,500 subs. Sammy and I, really grateful for all the support we've got and for all the people that watch our channel. But for now, that's probably it for this video. We'll see you around. We might see you in an A-League game sometime soon. We might be back for another video this time next week. So thanks for your time.